Hi, welcome to a session on strategy for the NPAT exam. Now, NPAT exam is an exam which is for students after 12th, basically for Narsi Munji University. So they have different branches and for different colleges among them. So my name is Patrick. I scored a 6 times CAT 100 percentile. So fairly comfortable with the various type of entrance examinations with regards to aptitude exam. So I have been training students for the IPM and the NPAT exam. So fairly comfortable with the strategy as well. So just to start with, let's start with what are the courses that the NPAT exam. So there are colleges under NM which are branches in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, Indore, Hyderabad, Dhule, and Chandigarh. So various branches. So among them there are different courses which are there. One is the BBA course, the BBA BMS like the management course for graduation level. Second is the BSc finance course. So people who are specifically interested in finance, you can take opt for BSc finance. Same is BCom, third is BCom honors. So these three come under the commerce field. Then there is a separate course for BSc economics. So economics is also sought after course which is there. So if you're interested in a field called economics, you can do BSc economics. BA honors with liberal arts, which gives you different areas where you can specialize in the field of arts, and BBA branding and advertising. So these are the various courses for which the exam is held. You can go on the website and check the details of the courses which are there. Now let's understand the exam pattern. So there are total 120 questions which are there. Time is 100 minutes, and total marks is 120. That means 1 mark per question, and if you look at it, you have less than a minute per question. So 120 questions in 100 minutes, less than a minute per question. Usually, most of the time, no one can solve the entire paper. So in that case, your strategy becomes very important as to how will you solve, what will you solve becomes extremely important as far as the exam. That is what we are here to discuss. So before we start, let's understand the key pointers that will help us to make the strategy. One is there is no negative marks, which means that if I don't know answer, I'll just mark it and then move forward. Okay, no negative marks. So I have to basically mark all the answers. I can't skip any answer. I should not skip any answers. Second is no sectional cutoffs. So there's no sectional cutoffs. So basically, you have to try to maximize your score. That's what you go. Okay. So focus on areas that you're more comfortable with. That is a basic idea, right? So what is the strategy? So when you're solving the mock papers or solving a paper, try to find out which type of questions you get more marks per minute. Okay, you can write a mock of NPAT and try to figure out that which are the areas where you get more marks per minute. What does mark per minute goes? So look at the time you have allocated for that particular type of question and how much marks have you received. So marks per unit time. This becomes a very important parameter to finalize a strategy. So you will always try to solve those questions which gives you more marks per minute and try to blindly mark those questions which gives you less marks per minute. I'll explain it. Now, as I said, focus on solving question that takes less time to where you can solve fast and where your marks per minute is higher. Just to give you an example. For example, if you're filling the blanks and you feel your filling the blanks is weak, but out of 5 questions which you can solve in 2 minutes, you get 3 correct. That means you're getting 3 marks in 2 minutes, which is 1.5 marks per minute. And your con, which you're very strong at, you can get all the 5 questions correct in 7 minutes. 5 questions in 7 minutes is almost 0.7 something marks per minute. So, where do you get more marks per minute? Fill in the blanks. Though it's a weak area, but because it takes less time, you tend to get more marks per minute. As a matter of fact, double of what you can get in con. So which means it makes sense to solve the fill in the blanks question, okay, in a given time period and maybe just mark the the con questions. So that's how you strategize. Try to prefer those questions which gives you more marks per minute, and that will come to know only if you once you write a mock, find out a time taken for each type of questions, find out the marks that you get for each type of questions, and then accordingly prioritize. Again, try to solve the paper in 2 rounds. Now, normally paper pattern would change, so you may have you know solve the whole thing in 1 round and have time you can go back and maybe solve it in 2 rounds. Normally, the reason we recommend 2 rounds is so that you can leave the ones which are tougher, because otherwise what happens, students find it difficult to leave tough questions. They feel that if I leave the questions, I'll never be able to come back to it. So it makes sense to solve all the easy questions in the first round. Whatever are easy, solve. Whatever medium or tough, just mark the answers, but mark them as medium and tough so that you know which questions you have to come back to. Okay, and so I'll repeat this again. When you're solving the question in the first round, all the easy questions mark the answers. For the medium and tough, also blindly mark the answers, but mark it as medium and tough in a separate piece of paper so that you can know what questions you want to come back to, or you can mark it as review so you can come back to those questions later, the medium questions, and you can leave out the tough questions, which have anyway blindly marked. Normally, also ensure that you leave the questions that are lengthy or if you are stuck. One mistake that students do is they tend to read every question which is there. Avoid doing that. I mean, anything that is lengthy, you know you'll take a long time just to read and understand. You can skip it directly. One more mistake students do is when they're stuck on a question, they still try solving. Oh, I will get it, I will get it. Very difficult. You've already wasted a lot of time. Skip and move ahead. I mean, just mark answer, move ahead. If you feel you get it, you can come back to it later. But right now, move ahead. Try to go forward as far as possible. Try to go to all the questions, which is very important. Plan your time. Okay. So time that you give for each section. Okay. Why? Because what happens is in the whole idea of writing the test, you don't realize how the time has passed and you tend to overshoot time limit per section, which may not be a very good idea. Okay, so in that case, you try to plan, okay, this particular section will give so much time, this particular section will give so much time, this particular section will give so much time. So plan your time beforehand so that you have fair idea as to how much time you give for each section, so you don't overshoot the time, right? And it also ensures that if there are easy questions in the end, you will have time to solve. So try planning is very important for strategy, right? I hope this helps you to create a strategy for mock. The best way to create a strategy for mock is write a few mocks, understand the pattern, understand what you're comfortable with, think of a good strategy for yourself and follow it. I hope that helps. Thank you.